What's going on, guys? Reverend Teacher in the house, and as you can probably tell by the title, this is gonna be a bit more of a talking head type video. Um, and I kind of just want to ramble. So if you'll indulge me, by all means do so. It's just gonna be me on the screen, so there's not gonna be too much happening on the screen right now. So if you just want to listen to what I have to say and just have me on a different tab, that's totally fine. But before you go, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe as well if you haven't done so yet. And let me know what you think, because I think this video will be kind of somewhat educational for some people, but also just kind of me ranting and just wanting to get my thoughts out there. But streaming is not what it used to be for me. For those who are relatively new around here, I started streaming on Twitch back in May of 2019. So it's been nearly 4 years now. And I have to say, I've kind of been through a lot of ups and lots of downs. I've met some of my favorite people in the world. I've even met some of them in person. And I've also met some of the worst people that I could have met in that time. And it's kind of a weird thing to say in a lot of ways because um over the years, like, you tend to see a lot of people come and go. That's the internet for you. But for me, when I started streaming was kind of meant to be a way to kind of improve myself mentally, kind of give myself a break from the world in a way, and just do something I enjoy doing. Back then, I was playing a lot of Pokemon MMOs back in 2019 and stuff like that, and it was cool. It was pretty chill. And honestly, like, over time, I've realized that streaming is not really good for your mental health at all, right? Like, over time, I've just been like my mental health has always been bad even before I started streaming, but I feel like since I have been streaming, it's become a lot worse in places where I didn't think it would get worse. For those who don't know or haven't seen my story, it's actually one of my most viewed videos on the channel. I appreciate everyone who's taken the time to watch it. But so I have something called disorganized attachment disorder, and usually it means that I just am unable to kind of form or maintain any kind of attachment, whether it be friendship or otherwise, to anyone in general. And that's something I've obviously been trying to improve on. It's very difficult when it's a recognized medical condition. It does make things a lot more difficult as well, especially when my body's resistance to medication. It does make things a little bit harder, because I'm in the UK. I'm not in America where everything's just answered by medication. Which, I've had a lot of American friends tell me that. Some of my friends are literally on like 6 or 7 tablets a day, and I'm just like, that's insane to me. Um, but streaming has kind of become a really toxic environment in a lot of cases. You can just go on Twitter and there's bound to be somebody trying to get cancelled. I've had my fair share of people trying to cancel me, and I've survived every single one of them. But that's because I believe in facts. I don't believe in nonsense. I usually say it as it is, and I let people make their own decision. But it just feels like streaming is now a world where everybody's using each other just to try to get a platform, and I hate it. And I'm not gonna lie, after sitting back mostly for the last couple of months, I streamed off and on, just before Christmas, and I did one stream into the new year. And it kind of made me realize after I sat out to kind of focus on work. Obviously, now I work full time as well, which changes the landscape quite a bit. Um, is that honestly, like, as weird as it sounds, because I plan on coming back to streaming soon, I kind of haven't missed it. Um, and it's one of those things where I kind of want to change focus when it comes to streaming. So obviously last year I wanted to get Dix per partner and stuff like that. We are still Dix per partner. That hasn't changed. And it won't basically change anyway. We worked hard to get it, and I want to thank everyone who has supported me in my Dixper journey to get me there. It's been a blessing. But when it comes to streaming now, when I do come back, I'm kind of going to be almost just I don't really know how to say it, but I'm obviously just not gonna care as much about where streaming goes anymore. I'm just gonna kind of treat it as the hobby that I always wanted it to be. I think part of that is my fault, because I saw potential in where we can go. It obviously does become a numbers game, and I think everyone who's ever streamed and everyone who's ever kind of been in that position where they felt like they've done or like they're able to do more stuff. Um, yeah, I think everyone kind of gets caught up in the numbers game. I've never really looked at viewer count and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna lie, I do look at statistics at the end of my streams. I do see like what is performing well, what isn't, and I kind of try to see what can be done about the things that aren't doing as well. That's not gonna happen anymore. In fact, to be brutally honest with you, I'm at the point now where in my head I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stream, and if one person watches it, fine. If like other people start watching it, even better. But to be honest, I'm just gonna be not remotely interested in like growing on Twitch. Because to be honest, let's be real here. Like, not everyone can grow on Twitch. I'm probably one of those people too, because I just don't put the time in. I do still want to invest in getting a live 2D model. I have two very talented friends of mine lined up to actually work on it. The artist is actually going through some stuff at the minute, so the project's got a little bit behind where I'd like it to be, but I don't have a problem with that. At the moment, I'm just waiting patiently, because I'm not going to rush coming back to streaming. Like, I'm not going to take it too seriously. The question really comes down to what I want to stream. And it might just be that I just decide I'm just going to stream something off the cuff. It might just be I stream DBD full time. It might just be that I, pop up with a Mario Kart stream once in a while or something. But that's one thing I do want to ask you guys. If you are dedicated and watching, if you're watching this far, comment down below what games you want me to play. Speaking of games, really, actually, that's something else I want to talk about. Like, the other things that kind of bother me about streaming is that if I play something different, like if it's not Dead by Daylight playing Killer, or if it's not, or even in Dead by Daylight, I did a Survivor stream relatively recently. It goes without saying that didn't do as well as my Killer streams usually do, but I think part of that is just me. And part of that is just that, Survivor's not the most interesting thing to watch in DVD. It's much more fun watching Killer, in my opinion. But yeah, I think in general, like, if you tend to deviate away from the games that you normally play, like, that tends to hit you pretty hard. Like, I think back to my Among Us days, way back when I met some of my good friends, and even before I met some of my good friends back then, one of the things that was notable is that those were obviously my most successful streams. It goes without saying. But the moment I stopped playing Among Us because the game started to become completely stale and unenjoyable for me anymore, like, I'd lost all of those people. Most of the people that I knew from Among Us are not here anymore. They've either left the community, they've either completely deleted their Twitch accounts, or they're just not following me and just watching other content now, which is fine. I don't mind that. But it does get to the point where you kind of question yourself. And it's like, man, I wish I could just stream whatever I feel like doing because I enjoy doing it. But then it kind of sucks when you're streaming and then nobody's there. When nobody's there to enjoy it with you. Which kind of feels like it's the whole point of streaming in some respects, but it's not. Like, streaming for me is just a way to hang out, to be honest. I think that's all I'm just going to treat streaming as from here on out. It's just a way to hang out with you guys. So, obviously, if you're still around and you're still watching the streams, I appreciate you. I will be back soon. I don't have an exact date of when I'm going to be coming back. But I kind of want to slowly take it easy. I might only stream for like a couple of hours on a night or something and see how it goes. Obviously, I don't expect too much anymore. I'm not really that bothered. But I do want to stream more. I just have to decide what I want to stream. I've been debating on starting to stream my NBL Draft League matches that have been specifically held here on YouTube. I've debated on streaming those, but I do feel like my competitive Pokemon content that I do, particularly my draft league stuff, only tends to get actually supported by the other people in the draft league. So it's a pretty difficult thing to go for. But yeah, I do want to stream more stuff. It's just what I want to stream. I'm kind of stuck in that moment of, do I just stream DVD? Because that's generally what I enjoy playing. Like, even off stream when I get a moment, I just tend to boot up DVD and play a few games. But we'll see. At the moment, we're gonna play it by ear. We're just gonna take it relatively easy, see how things go. But yeah, expect me to come back soon, but don't expect me to be pushing too hard for anything. I'm not even gonna necessarily worry about having Dexper up. If people want me to use Dexper still, then I'll still use it. But yeah, it's not gonna be focus number one for me. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. It's been a bit of a ramble. It's been like 11 minutes. So if you've got this far and you've enjoyed all this ramble, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I know most people tend to click off the talking head videos, but you know what? It's fine. I just wanted to get this out there, just kind of get my thoughts out. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say, really, without just reiterating what I've already said. So yeah, I'm going to leave now before I take too much more of your time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And as always, my name is Rabambi Teacher. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.